And now for our special presentation. Aw, man, after a long day of being on the job as a construction worker, I'm ready to turn on the TV to watch some good old Fox News so I can waste 24/7 of my lifetime.
President Trump hosted a meeting with video game makers and their critics at the White House today. He was busy. They're looking for ways to reduce youth violence.
Violence in video games? I wonder what this is about. I know my son likes to play these kinds of games, so I probably should listen in on the action.
Let's start with you, David, because some of these games are really wild. I mean, they're pretty graphic, pretty gory. You know them, Call of Duty. I don't do any of these, but
what Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah, they're simulated violence.
It's a criminal simulator, a murder simulator.
Yeah,
What? Correct me if I'm wrong, but is Grand Theft Auto okay for my kid? I mean, I just bought him that game last year for Christmas. And now you're telling me that it's a so-called murder simulator? I don't believe you, Fox News. Tell me more.
Shapiro, I know you're skeptical about a link from video games. Yes. Millions and millions of people play these video games. I mean, girls aren't as into these video games, I'm sorry, as boys are, but I think if my sons had access to them, I'm sure they'd play them all the time, because something about the boy's brain and these games. But why are you not worried about it?
Well, I mean, I'm not supremely worried about it just because the consumption of these violent video games has been going up continuously since the early 90s, and yet youth violence has been going down since the early 90s. The correlation actually doesn't fit. As far as individual instances, I mean, you can find patterns in very sporadic instances among virtually all data sets, but there's some pretty mixed data about this. It's true that the American Psychological Association recommends that parents not allow their kids to play these games. I wouldn't let my kids play these games because I think they're immoral, frankly, but that should really be up to parents. I'm not sure the government should be in the business of stepping in. In 2011, Justice Scalia, in a majority decision 5-4, found that it was actually unconstitutional for the state of California to regulate the capacity of parents to be able to get these video games for their kids, or even for kids to get them themselves without parental permission. He saw that as a content violation under the First Amendment.
No, this can't be true. What should I do as a parent? Oh, I know. I'll take all his games and consoles and that $10,000 powerful gaming PC away from him. Also, I will take away his Xbox, his PlayStation, his Nintendo gadgets, and the Google Stadia, which he is obviously able to get for free. I gotta stop my son before it's too late.
Oops, sorry, Father. I guess video games do make us violent after all. I think it's time to go hide his body now before the cops come after me.